Have you ever spent hours, maybe days, maybe even weeks, trapped in your own head, replaying the same question over and over again? Should I quit my job or stay? Should I text this person back or wait? Should I start this project now or later? What if I fail? What if I succeed? What if I regret it? You go around in circles. You write endless pros and cons lists. You Google for hours, watch YouTube videos, ask your friends for advice. And yet, you feel even more confused than before. That's overthinking. Overthinking is not the same as reflecting or being thoughtful. Reflection is healthy, it's how we learn from our mistakes and make wise choices. But when reflection turns into paralysis, when it stops you from moving forward, when it robs you of energy and time, that's overthinking. And here's the thing, you're not broken if you overthink. You're human. In fact, overthinking is your brain trying to protect you. It's your mind saying, if I just think about this long enough, I can avoid pain. I can avoid mistakes. I can avoid regret. But ironically, overthinking often creates the very pain we want to avoid. We lose opportunities. We waste time. We stay stuck in places we no longer want to be. In this video, we're going to explore why we overthink in the first place. The hidden costs of overthinking on our mental health and our future. The signs that you're stuck in an overthinking loop. And most importantly, how to break free, shift from thought into action, and finally move forward. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking alone. Clarity comes from doing. And every small action creates more clarity than hours of thinking ever will. So, if you've been living inside your head, feeling stuck, unable to move forward, this is for you. Why we overthink. Overthinking is not a flaw in your personality. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. It's simply your survival brain doing what it evolved to do, keep you safe. Let's break down why overthinking happens. 1. The brain is a threat detector. Your brain's number one job is not to make you happy. Its number one job is to keep you alive. For thousands of years, our ancestors survived because their brains were constantly scanning for danger. Is that sound in the bushes a predator? Is this plant safe to eat? Can I trust this stranger? Overthinking is the modern version of that survival mechanism. Instead of lions in the jungle, we worry about emails, presentations, relationships, and choices. Your brain thinks, if I analyze every possible outcome, I can avoid danger. But in today's world, most decisions don't have life or death consequences. The brain hasn't caught up. It still treats uncertainty as danger. 2. Fear of making mistakes. At the heart of overthinking is often the fear of making the wrong choice. What if I choose this career and hate it? What if I say yes to this relationship and it doesn't work? What if I take this risk and fail? The brain equates mistakes with danger. But in reality, mistakes are how we grow. The tragedy is that by trying to avoid mistakes through endless thinking, we often miss the chance to learn it all. 3. Information overload. We live in an age of too much information. Before the internet, you had limited options. Today, you can research for hours about anything. The best diet, the best career move, the best city to live in. Choice is freedom, but too much choice creates paralysis. Psychologists call this the paradox of choice. The more options we have, the harder it is to decide. Overthinking thrives in this environment, because your brain always wants just one more piece of information before acting. 4. Perfectionism and the need for certainty. Many people overthink because they believe they must find the perfect answer. The perfect job. The perfect partner. The perfect time to start. But perfection doesn't exist. Waiting for 100% certainty means you'll wait forever. Overthinking gives the illusion of control. If I just think long enough, I can guarantee the perfect outcome. But that's a lie. Life is lived in uncertainty. 5. Social comparison. We live in a world where we can see everyone else's choices, and their highlight reels, on social media. You see a friend move abroad and thrive. You see another friend start a business and succeed. You see someone else get engaged, or buy a house, or travel the world. And suddenly, your decisions feel heavier. What if I choose wrong? What if I fall behind? What if my life doesn't measure up? Comparison fuels overthinking. Because instead of asking, what do I want? You ask, what will make me look successful compared to them? 6. Real life stories of overthinking. Let's bring this to life. Story 1. The career decisions. Sarah had been in her corporate job for 5 years. She felt stuck and wanted to change careers. But every time she thought about leaving, she made endless lists, pros and cons of staying. Pros and cons of leaving. Research about every possible new career. She stayed in her head for 2 years. By the time she finally acted, she realized she had wasted valuable time. Story 2. The relationship text. James met someone he liked. After their first date, he spent hours analyzing every text message before sending. Should I put a smiley face or not? Should I wait an hour to reply, or 2? What if she thinks I'm too eager? Instead of enjoying the connection, he lived in constant anxiety. His overthinking drained the joy from the relationship. Story 3. The creative project. Maria dreamed of starting a YouTube channel. She researched cameras, microphones, editing software. For a year, she watched tutorials. She compared herself to other creators. But she never hit record. Overthinking told her, you're not ready yet. The common thread. These stories are different, but the pattern is the same. Overthinking felt safe, but it cost them opportunities, joy, and time. Overthinking pretends to be protection, but in reality, it's a prison. The cost of overthinking might feel harmless. After all, what's wrong with a little extra analysis? But the truth is, overthinking has real costs, on your time, your mental health, your confidence, and your future. 1. Paralysis by analysis. The most obvious cost is paralysis. You keep spinning in circles, analyzing options, but never moving. Imagine a car with the engine running, headlights on, GPS loaded, but it never leaves the driveway. That's overthinking. All the energy is spent preparing, but no actual journey begins. The tragedy is that clarity doesn't come before action. It comes after. You don't get confidence from thinking, you get it from doing. 2. Stress and anxiety. When you're stuck in your head, your body feels it. Racing thoughts at night. Knots in your stomach. Sleeplessness. A sense of tension you can't shake. Overthinking triggers the same stress response as physical danger. Your body goes into fight or flight mode, even though you're just sitting at your desk. The result? Exhaustion. Burnout. Mental fog. 3. Lost opportunities. Opportunities don't last forever. That job application has a deadline. That potential relationship won't wait forever. That creative spark fades if not acted on. Overthinking convinces you to wait until you're ready. But while you wait, doors close. And here's the irony. Even if you make the wrong choice, you learn and grow. But if you make no choice at all, you learn nothing. 4. Erosion of confidence. Every time you delay, every time you second guess, you send a message to yourself, I can't trust my own decisions. Over time, this erodes self-confidence. You begin to rely on others for reassurance. You become afraid of your own judgment. And the cycle deepens, less confidence, more overthinking, even less confidence. 5. Relationships suffer. Overthinking doesn't just hurt you. It impacts the people around you. You replay conversations, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You ask for reassurance repeatedly, which can exhaust loved ones. You hold back from honesty because you're analyzing every possible reaction. Instead of connecting, you live in fear. 6. Metaphors that capture overthinking. Sometimes metaphors say it best. Spinning wheels in mud, the more you press the gas, thinking, the deeper you sink. A maze of mirrors, every path reflects back another possibility, and you never find the exit. Carrying a heavy backpack, every what if is a stone in the pack. Eventually, you can't move. 7. Story, the student who lost years. Let's make this real. Alex was a college student passionate about psychology. He wanted to apply to graduate school, but he kept overthinking. What if I choose the wrong program? What if I can't afford it? What if I apply and get rejected? So he waited. 1 year passed. Then 2. He took random jobs to fill the time. By the time he finally applied, many of his peers were already established in their careers. He realized his overthinking didn't protect him. It stole years he could never get back. 8. Reflection. Pause and ask yourself, where has overthinking already cost me? What opportunities have I lost by waiting for certainty? How much time and energy have I wasted living inside my head? These questions may sting, but they also wake us up. Because once you see the cost of overthinking, you feel motivated to change. Transition. So far, we've looked at why overthinking happens, and what it costs us. Next, we'll explore the signs that you're trapped in an overthinking loop, so you can catch it in the moment and shift out of it. Signs you're stuck in overthinking. Sometimes we don't even realize we're overthinking. We call it being responsible or being careful or just preparing. But there's a difference between thoughtful preparation and destructive rumination. Here are some of the clearest signs that you're not reflecting anymore. You're stuck in an overthinking loop. 1. Endless pros and cons list. There's nothing wrong with making a pros and cons list. But when you make 10 different versions, when you spend weeks refining it, when your list keeps growing but your decision doesn't, that's overthinking. At some point, the list isn't giving you clarity. It's giving you an illusion of control. 2. Needing one more piece of information. Overthinkers often believe, if I just research a little more, I'll finally feel ready. So you read another article, watch another video, ask another friend. But the truth is, there will always be another piece of information. Waiting for perfect knowledge means waiting forever. 3. Second guessing every past decision. Overthinking isn't just about the future. It's also about the past. You replay conversations in your head. Should I have said that differently? You regret choices. What if I should have taken that other job? You analyze tiny mistakes as if they define your entire life. Instead of moving forward, you keep turning around, staring at the road behind you. 4. Asking for reassurance repeatedly. It's natural to ask for advice. But if you constantly need reassurance, if you ask 5 different people the same question and still feel uncertain, that's overthinking. Because reassurance doesn't solve overthinking. It feeds it. The relief lasts a moment, then the cycle begins again. 5. Constant what if scenarios. What if I fail? What if I succeed and can't handle it? What if people laugh at me? What if I regret this forever? What if thinking feels like preparation, but it's actually paralysis? It multiplies possibilities until action feels impossible. 6. Physical anxiety around decisions. Overthinking isn't just in your head. It shows up in your body. Tight shoulders, stomach knots, sleepless nights, restlessness, like you can't sit still. Your nervous system reacts to imagined dangers as if they were real. 7. Reflection questions. Ask yourself honestly, do I spend more time thinking about my goals than working on them? Do I delay starting until I feel 100% ready? Do I keep changing plans because I fear choosing the wrong one? Do I replay past conversations or decisions on repeat? If the answer is yes to several of these, you're likely stuck in an overthinking loop. 8. Story: Maya the perfectionist. Maya always wanted to start her own podcast. She had a notebook filled with ideas, potential episode outlines, even guest lists. But every time she got close, she told herself she wasn't ready. I need a better microphone. I need to research more. I should take another course on storytelling first. 2 years passed. She never recorded a single episode. Maya didn't fail because she lacked ideas. She failed because overthinking convinced her she wasn't ready. 9. The illusion of productivity. One of the trickiest parts of overthinking is that it often feels productive. You're making lists. You're researching. You're analyzing. It feels like work. But it's not progress. It's motion without movement. Like running on a treadmill, lots of energy, no new ground. 10. Catching it in the moment. The first step to breaking free is noticing when you're doing it. Try this. Next time you find yourself stuck in a loop, pause and ask, am I adding value right now, or just repeating the same thoughts? Am I moving closer to action, or just circling the same fears? Even that small pause can interrupt the cycle. Transition. So now you know the signs: endless lists, constant what-ifs, second-guessing, needing reassurance, and the illusion of productivity. In the final part, we'll explore how to break free, the practical tools and strategies that help you move from thinking into action. Because action, not thought, is where confidence and clarity are born. Bonus strategies: set a decision deadline, put a date on the calendar and commit. Flip the script. Instead of asking, what if it goes wrong? Ask, what if it goes right? Daily action list: write one thing each day that moves you forward. Celebrate tiny wins. Every small step deserves recognition. This rewires your brain to associate action with reward. So let's bring it together. Overthinking is not weakness. It's protection. It's your brain saying, if I just think long enough, I can keep you safe. But safety is not the same as growth. The truth is, confidence and clarity don't come from thinking. They come from doing. Action, no matter how small, creates momentum. Momentum builds confidence. And confidence reduces overthinking. So, the next time you catch yourself in a loop of endless what-ifs, pause and ask, am I protecting myself, or paralyzing myself? What's one small step I can take right now? Then take that step. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Because the life you want is not built in your head. It's built in your actions. If this spoke to you, share in the comments one action you've been delaying. Name it. Declare it. And then take the first step today. And in the next video, we'll talk about the fear of change, why we resist growth even when we want it. Because once you stop overthinking and start moving, the next challenge is embracing change itself.